Actions speak louder than words, and it seems like our cast member really found that out in Emotional Jail. Keep watching and find out more.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, the buzz.
Oh. What is up?
Hey.
What is up with all of you guys? Thank you for tuning in to season 15, episode 3, Family Lockup, and this is Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition.
Yes.
I'm your girl, Zakiyyah, and I could not be here without my lovely co-host, Erika. Guys, she seriously loves everything about learning of marriage and counseling, and we've worked on a panel together before.
Yes, I'm so excited to be back with you.
Yes, and I absolutely love and adore her. And of course, guys, I am the same. I love everything that has anything to do with love, and anything to do with the reuniting of families, which is what we're talking about. Yes. So let's get right into it. We're going to be speaking of all things that has anything to do with family boot camp today. And now again, I'm Zakiyyah. So we got Alexis being super selfish. The activity, not my fault. People were shaking up. They were shaking, literally,
right.
The emotional jail. And also we got some news and gossip in a special segment that we can't wait to introduce. Again, it's other dysfunctional families. So let's jump right into it. All right, so what were your overall thoughts?
You know, this episode I enjoyed because I feel like the last episode there weren't many, or there wasn't as much drama. And so I think going into this episode, we really are beginning to learn each character and who they are in their family. So I know in this episode, we saw a lot of how Alexis responds to different situations. And Alexis, you know, I want to like her. I really do, because I think that her heart is pure and in the right place, but she tends to draw back whenever the attention is on her and her issues. And it's funny because I know a lot of people like that. And I just want her to be able to sit with herself and say, you know what? I have an issue here. And the reason I signed up for this show is to get help with that. But it seems like she doesn't even want that anymore. Do you feel the same way?
I agree. I love how you said she needs to sit with herself, because it's more like, you ever hear that saying where they're like, self?
Yes.
I have this issue and I need to take care of it. And I too enjoyed this episode. The drama, of course, was great for reality TV. However, I was amazed by the progress that Aaron and his mom are having.
Yes.
I totally seen that going opposite.
I'm so happy though, because I think with all of them, something that they all have in common is resentment. Like, they're resenting one another. And so it's nice to begin to see, at least with Aaron and his mother, the mending and the healing that's happening.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Me too.
They give the other families hope.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, they do. And they kind of have the glue sometimes when it comes to, like, the other families. I mean, they're very understanding of each other. But I know you were talking about Alexis. And I want to speak on this because, Alexis, honey, it's all about you in this episode. And you truly have shown your true colors as far as being selfish, in my opinion. Did you see that selfishness coming out of Alexis this episode?
I did. I did for sure. I think she doesn't allow for her mother to speak for herself. So she'll tell everyone how her mother is supposed to feel, you know, without giving her mom the room to say, this is how I feel. This is why I feel this way. And Alexis, even in this episode, said, I'm done taking care of you. And I think that that's really the issue here. Like, she feels like she's been taking care of her mom for all of these years and her mom not playing the role of mom. So I can see why the resentment is there.
Yeah, I can see it as well, but I think she is failing to realize that the exercises are not just because we're trying to gang up on you, Alexis. It's because we're trying to get you the help that you need, and to realize that you have fought in this too.
Right.
Things are not just happening because it's a one-way street. This is a two-way street, and it's you and your mom in this. And you're so busy not wanting to be the being blamed, but now you're playing victim, which isn't fair. And I feel like she's very condescending, which really took me by surprise when she was having a conversation with her mom on the side, and she's like, oh, you're really showing like your true colors, like you're changing, but do you think you're gonna keep changing? And I'm like, Alexis, this is not, you're not a counselor. You're not being helpful. You're being condescending. You're being rude. And again, you're not really trying to help your mom grow. You're mostly trying to make her feel like she's little and belittle her, and I feel like that's not fair to her mother. I get she has those problems, but that's not fair.
Yeah, I get that. I absolutely agree that it's not fair. But something that Alexis did say in the episode is her mom on this show is a different person opposed to the person she is when the cameras are off and she's with Alexis's kids. Like, she says something about, like, why don't you show this side of you at home, you know? And I think that if it is that Penelope is showing a different side or another side, that can be confusing to Alexis.
Yeah, again, I agree to a certain extent. I just feel like Penelope, honestly, maybe she's trying to change. I'm just, like, she is trying to change. So it's not probably that she's trying to be different. She's actually trying to see her wrong and right them. Yeah. I think she agrees, too, that she doesn't do the same at home.
Yeah. I don't know. Alexis also said, Mom, this is reality TV. You just don't know how to, like, what did she say? Something along the lines of, this is reality TV. Like, I've done this before. You've never done this?
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand her reason for saying that. But I just hope that their relationship goes uphill. Because right now, it looks like it's not necessarily going in the direction that this show is meant for.
Yeah. I know something that is always up, and it always goes uphill. It's AfterBuzz TV. Can you tell us why?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to be the ESPN of TV talk. We appreciate you all tuning in week after week, checking us out, and giving us that view. But we also want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out on iTunes and Spotify. Give us a rating. Those help us out. And we just want to say thank you again because we appreciate you guys and we hope that we continue to bring you content that you love and enjoy.
Yes, y'all. But going back into the activities, because the activities are what capture us and it really makes us think on this show. That first activity that they had was Not My Fault, where they were literally shaking the trailer. Which family pass did you feel like was the most craziest that they were talking amongst?
I think the Govins, because so last episode I remember mentioning, I think that Laura was molested by someone in the family. Yeah. That was my guess. Yes. I didn't know. However, in this episode, she actually confirmed that in saying like it was someone in on her dad's side of the family. And it was an emotional moment because, you know, those sorts of things happen. And it was something new to hear her father actually say, if I would have known that it was someone in my family, I would have definitely killed him. And so I think that that was a moment of honesty for her father because, I mean, we've been following their journey and it seems as if her father has been denying that that actually happened to her. So I think in this episode, he was saying, like, I recognize that this is an issue that really does bother you and that is your truth.
Right.
So it was nice for him to acknowledge that. I think I liked the fact that he did that.
Yeah, I like that too, that he did that. I did see he switched it up too. Like he also said, oh, yeah, that happened, but it didn't happen. And maybe I saw it wrong, but I really remember him saying, "Yeah, I would have killed him, but that didn't happen." You know, and or you didn't tell me. You failed to realize to tell me. But I think it was so crazy how the trailer was actually shaking as their stories did not connect, and it really shows that disconnection between the families. And if their stories are and their actions and stories are not connected, they are not connected as a family.
Exactly.
I think the Carter's story for me it really resonated with me because in Aaron's situation, he was someone who his father and his mother were going through a divorce and he was a child. I don't think any child should have to deal with their family's divorce.
Yeah.
And that is something that can be super heartbreaking. And I felt for him. I'm glad his mother is realizing that she was completely wrong and
Absolutely.
that they can have the closure. At the end of the day, as a child, already having all these financial burdens upon you, to think your family divorce is also something that's upon you is something that's truly heartbreaking and a past that does need to be patched up. So we love you guys, the Carters, and we hope everything does get patched up, which it seems like it is.
Yes, I hope so. It's moving in the right direction. I would say of all of the families right now, Aaron and his mother are progressing. We see growth, we see healing, and I think that that's the purpose of this show. You know, for all of them to grow, not only as a family unit, but as an individual as well. And I think Dr. V or Dr. Ish said, shared reality is an important part of family dynamic. That was the reason for them being in that room. And each time their story didn't match up, the room began to shake. And I thought that that was a great emotional metaphor to being in relationship with anyone, you know, like if you all don't see eye to eye, or if somehow, some way you guys' stories don't match up, then you have to somehow figure out how to mend whatever is broken.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation and an activity that the families needed. And it was clear that they needed it, especially when they had to go into the emotional jail. And the description that Dr. Ish really said was saying, like, these family members feel like they're emotionally entrapped by your reactions or your behaviors, really was powerful. And for Aaron, it was Aaron, Laura, Eden, and just Aaron, Laura, Eden, and Penelope to be outside of the jail and everyone else to be inside of the jail, and for them to communicate. I felt like I saw a change at first. Did you feel the same when they had to act like each other?
Did.
Yes.
I did.
What change did you think you were seeing?
First and foremost, I think it's good that Dr. V and Dr. Ish had them play the role of the other. Because I think whenever there's an issue, you have to see it not only from your perspective, but how the person or the party involved also feels. So I like how they said, okay, now, Alexis and Penelope. Alexis, you play your mother, and you say things that maybe your mother might be feeling. I think that's a healthy exercise. But as we found out, at the end of this exercise, all of the people who were in the jail was talking mad crap.
Talking mad-ish. My thing is, you guys could understand their feelings and recite back or say things back to them that they actually felt, because you understand, you know that these are the feelings they're going to. But in the situation between, especially Alexis and Cory, you're so selfish that even though you understood their emotions and their feelings, you didn't want to see it. You rather had lived in your own reality and not accept the fact that you two are doing something wrong. Did you think it was wrong for them to actually allow them to listen to the conversation that they were having in the jail and like determine like, okay, if they're gonna stay or not?
I think it was a good TV moment. And I was listening to the executive producers at the end of the show saying like that's not something that they had prepared for. Ooh. You know, it was just something that kind of happened. And I think that really put a lot into perspective, because on one end, they were trying to do the exercise and then they fell back on it and started, you know, making things about themselves. So I think it was a good TV moment for sure. Yeah.
and for the families who actually got freed, so Aaron and Glow decided to free their family, but I thought it was interesting that Glow, when she freed her mother and father, basically they said, oh no, we're not leaving. And it's far until the other people come out.
And that made me feel away.
Yes.
And I can understand why Laura was upset by that, because I mean, if I'm saying, okay, now you all can be free as my parents, and you're choosing to stay with the other people who are in jail, so whose side are you really on? Are you choosing me as your daughter, or are you choosing the other boot campers? Like, that watching that, I was like, oh, I absolutely understand why Laura would be upset.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you her situation. They still, especially her father, Michael, still didn't choose her side. He chose someone else's side.
That's a good point.
It's the same thing. And her mother, Laura, she's always just tagging along with the process of whatever decision Michael makes. Although she may know it's wrong or right, she still just continuously tags along. I feel for Laura.
I do. I feel like that family has the most disconnects. Like, their issues, we're going to see, I think, in the episodes to come, more of it. Like, it's not just the issue of the molestation, though that's, a huge one in their family. I think that there's others that we'll begin to see.
Yeah, and speaking of the issues, we had Cory and Eden who clearly have issues. Where do you think their issues resonate from? Is it a situation where it's power, it's money? Because it seems like Cory keeps thinking he is like the breadwinner in this all, and Eden, you're just eating out of my palm.
I do remember Eden saying that he feels like Cory wasn't there for him growing up. And I imagine, though I don't have any younger siblings, because he's younger than Cory.
Yes.
I believe. Correct us if we're wrong.
Yes.
But
Please.
I believe that he is younger. And I think that in any brother relationship, if the older brother falls short of being there for the younger brother, as you grow older, there is some resentment there. Going back to the resentment thing. So I think Eden is just trying to get his brother understand, like, yo, I needed you, and sure, you have all of this money and that's great. And if I'm in need of that, there is a certain expectation there. But more than anything, I just needed my brother. And so I hear him loud and clear with that, because I have my own issues with sibling rivalry.
Right.
But I just think that that's all he really needs is his brother.
I can agree, and I think Cory is using money to substitute his emotional being, there for his brother. You probably provided some type of foundation, a place where you were comfortable financially, but if I'm not comfortable emotionally, money means nothing.
Right.
And Cory does not realize that, and I think Alexis is the same way. She keeps dangling the fact that she's taking care of her mother over her mother's head, and again, money does not mean everything.
Yeah, money does not equate to happiness. Quote me.
Yes. Basically, period.com. Anything that ends this, that is basically what we're trying to say.
Right.
So moving on, we seen that Alexis is still not over anything. She literally is still attacking her mom, and in the worst possible way. If you were Penelope, how would you feel?
Ooh, that's hard to answer because I don't have any kids. But I would try and find my own voice. Penelope doesn't, I don't think, has her own voice yet, because her daughter has been taking care of her for all of these years, and her daughter isn't new to reality TV, as we all know. And so this might be her mother's first rodeo on a show like this. And I think that she still has yet to uncover who she even is. Because I know the doctors were saying that Alexis doesn't know who she is, but I think even the mom doesn't know who she is, because again and again, Alexis tells us that her mother wasn't a mother growing up. So I'm interested in learning a little bit more about who Penelope was then, So I'm interested to see how this pans out.
Dynamic works.
They have a lot of issues.
They do, and it's so funny to me that Penelope never shows any genuine emotion.
She doesn't.
She doesn't. And she said she had a problem with that. I just want to see her, and I don't want to be like that person, like that's saying, "Oh, it's reality TV, so I want to see Penelope crack." But I honestly want to see her crack. I want to see her have an emotional connection, a breakdown, or a realization. Yeah. I feel like everything she is doing is face value. I feel for her as a mother
I do too.
of this selfish adult, but I also think that we all have our reasonings. Like Alexis, she probably has her reasons of how she feels. Yeah. Obviously, we don't know what exactly took place in their family and their family dynamic. But Penelope, when are you going to actually show some real emotion
and stand up and take your authority as her mother? Because I don't care how bad a mother-daughter relationship is. At the end of the day, that's your mother, and you don't have the right to speak to your mother any kind of way. You don't have the right to treat your mother any kind of way. Honestly, if I would have ever said, "Girl, Mom, I'm not taking care of you anymore," girl, I'd be dead. Yeah. So I just don't understand how she even could say those words. Yeah. And it's like, even if your mother does depend on you financially, at least you're in a position to be able to support your mother. And I get Alexis feeling like, as she was growing older, her mother didn't necessarily play the motherly role. So I think that there's a void there that she's trying to fill in being in the part of this show. But girl, treat your mama better. You only get one.
Only get one mama, and you only get one family to deal with. You don't get a whole bunch. But let's get into our special segment. Speaking of dysfunctional families and only having one, we have a special segment that we love to bring to you guys, and it is called Other Dysfunctional Families. So basically what we do is we choose other dysfunctional families within society or our celebrities or whoever, and we basically talk about them and share why do we think they're dysfunctional. So let's get right into it. And this is like a disclaimer: all families are semi-dysfunctional. If you don't have a dysfunctional family, you don't have a connection.
The thing is, everybody has issues.
Yes.
Everyone has issues, and relationships take work.
Yes.
So whether it be with your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your cousin, y'all have issues, and that's okay. As long as you can acknowledge the issues, which I think that this show does a great job at, and begin to work through them. I mean, you're human, so why not?
Yes, y'all. So do you have any dysfunctional families that you want to...
That come to mind.
Other
than my own.
It could be your own. We can talk about it.
No, it's funny because I was on Instagram today, and I saw that Little Fizz from B2K...
Girl, talk about it. Preach.
Little Fizz from B2K. If you all don't know who he is, there is a search engine. And he's currently dating the ex-girlfriend of Omarion, who was also a member of B2K. So I'm just really baffled because Little Fizz and Omarion were in the same group.
Yes.
For years. Did life together. Probably shared secrets, you know? But sharing girlfriends? Like, come on. Are you serious? That's so crazy to me.
And it's not even like, oh, you know, we just had sex. They're full-blown.
Full-blown in a relationship. Posting pictures of the shade room. Got it. I just don't get it.
Booty grabs.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
So that's dysfunctional to me because you did life with this boy, you know, like y'all did life together. Y'all were in a whole group, and she got kids with them. And I'm just like, oh, that's crazy.
Why? That just shows me that he was always eyeing her.
Oh, absolutely.
You had to be. You're not going to just tell me you all of a sudden were like, oh, we fell in love. Like, no, you guys were always having a thing. You've always felt some type of emotion, which is not okay. But it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. I mean, you gotta find love somewhere.
But outside of your boy group,
let's be honest. Yeah. It'll be nice, but I mean,
what about you? Who comes to mind?
I would have to say that is the most dysfunctional right now. I'm in complete agreement with you. I can't even think of anything else that would trump that.
Yeah, that's present day dysfunction.
All right, guys, we got some news and gossip here, and we're gonna show it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Woo. We have a little video from Alexis' Instagram page that we want to play for you guys. Let's see what it's about. Dun, 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 dun.
This is what happens on a night when you're stuck in a house.
This is what happens when you're stuck in a house for this many hours.
I'm looking at the others. What?
I've decided to be the actual baby.
Sisters, we got a whole
I'm gonna be the baby of the family.
Come here.
Come on. Oh, and we got the cameras rolling.
brothers and sisters.
Hey.
Brothers
Yes,
and
let's see.
sisters.
Yes.
Brothers
He's
and sisters.
he's in love.
We
We're
are
listening.
family.
Oh no.
I got brothers and sisters with me. Oh, we are family.
I don't know the song.
I got up everybody inside.
Aren't they cute?
That was so cute.
Yes. So despite all of their dysfunction, they have a lot of fun in that house.
Yeah, I mean, when you're trapped in a house though
Yep.
for that many days,
Yep.
you kind of got to get along. You have to establish community within the group. So
Yes.
that was really cute. I love that.
I know, it was so cute. It just shows like a different side of everyone because we are always seeing the craziness. So to see a video like that brings joy.
And it makes them human. I love that.
Yeah, shout out to being human and bringing joy. Well, guys, we love these families and we hate to leave you so soon, but it looks like our time is up. But make sure you keep watching. I'm your girl, Zakiyyah. You can find me on Instagram at ZakiyyahW_.
Hey guys, and you can follow me on all social media at Erika Joy TV.
Yes. And before we go, we had to do predictions, girl. What was I thinking?
Oh my goodness.
What
How
was
can
I
we
thinking?
leave the show without
How could we?
predictions? You know, okay, so short and sweet. I said last week that I predicted that Penelope would begin to show a little bit more and use her voice, which that came to fruition because in this episode she did. I think the next episode we will see her and her mom begin to do more work in terms of healing whatever is broken. I think that their focus will be on each other opposed to other families, which will be good.
Yes, I really hope so. I think I predict that we're going to finally see Penelope crack. Her true emotions need to come out. I get she's trying to play this calm, cool, collective character, but they need to come out.
Yeah.
So that's my predictions,
Fingers
guys.
crossed.
Yes. But again, we don't want to leave you, but we got to go. We got to get out of here. Follow me again on ZakiyyahW_ on Instagram.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.